A shalom to the hopeful elect. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone who teach the truth and rule well. This is Brother Yatabi Wa'ala coming back from the GMS SF Bay Area camp. And I got a quick lesson today. All right, Lord's will is edifying. But this topic, going into the bitterness, all right, the bitterness of the captivity we're in, understanding the bitterness of being under the so-called white man, Esau Edom, in the society that he's ruling over, all right, and pushing upon us. But and also realizing that this bitterness is coming to an end. All right, we just partook in the Passover, all right, the feast of the Passover a couple days ago, and one of the parts of eating the feast is eating the bitter herbs, all right, to remind us, okay, the bitter captivity we were in Egypt, all right, to remind us, the bitter captivity that we're in now, all right, ultimately to remind us too, the bitterness that Yahushua had to go through, to be that sacrifice. But when you're chewing that thing, with the horseradish, it burns, it really, hits you in the face, it shocks your system. But one thing I noticed is, you chew it up, you embrace it, and then you swallow it. Next thing you know, it's over. All right. And it made me, think about the captivity we're in now. All right. The hell we're going through now, it's bitter. We have to take it, we have to accept it. But understanding that, what does the scripture say? Our salvation is nearer than when we believed. All right, this bitter captivity is almost up. We're seeing the signs that the Lord is working. We're seeing, the signs that Yahweh Bashmi Shai is about to, level this place, destroy this place, and send his son, Yahweh Shai, back to save us. Lord's will we be at that number. But you can see it. All right, if you have a spiritual eye, if you've been measuring the times, these are the times we're living in. And our bitter captivity, this bitterness, all right, is almost up. Now, it's going to get a little bit more bitter, all right, because we're going to have to go through persecution. All right, we're going to have to go through, Jacob's trouble. We're going to have to go through the hour of temptation, all right. But nonetheless, we embrace it. We go through it, Lord's will, with flying colors. Lord's will, with our integrity. Keeping and having that faith and trust with Yahweh Shemel Shai. And then what? Next thing you know, it's on to the kingdom. All right, now let me get this. This is Acts 14 and 22. And it says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. All right, now, again, this bitterness, all right, is it's going to increase. All right, it's going to get much more intense as we approach the end. All right, as Esau makes his move. As really, the Lord makes his move, all right, making Esau do what he has to do with the MOTB. But nonetheless, these things must be, and again, it's going to be over before we know it. Again, Lord's will we be at that number, but the scriptures say, again, which I'll grab, Lord's will, that salvation is nearer than when we believe. Okay, but let me finish. This is confirming the souls of the disciple and exhorting them to continue in the faith, that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. All right, so we have to go through it. We have to go through this bitterness of the tribulation. All right, we had to go through this captivity that we're in now. We had to be under the so-called white man. All right, now again, we're going to have to go into what? Persecution. We're going to have to go. Some of us are going to have to be martyrs. All right, we're going to have to go through Esau coming down with great wrath. Hey, but nonetheless, the kingdom is right here. All right. Now let me jump over here. Revelation 12 and 12, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. And you see Esau working. All right. You see him putting his system up. All right, you see him, making everything digital, basically setting the stage for the MOTB. All right, but with that, there's going to be a lot of pushback, and so-called rights, so-called constitutional rights, if you will, basic human rights, as they say, that's going to be going all out the window. All right, Esau wants to set up his total control. He knows, like we just read, that he's losing his grip on power. All right, he knows. So again, this is his last ditch effort to get full control, and he's going to do it by way of what? Full wrath. All right, he's going to push troops. He's going to do everything necessary, for him to establish what he wants. All right. Now we know the Lord is going to overthrow him, but nonetheless, these things must be. Now let me jump down to verse 17. That says, "And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which kept the commandments of the Most High, and have the testimony of Yahushai, Hamashiach." All right. Now again, this dragon is wroth. All right, wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High. Who is that? That's the elect. All right. So this devil is coming down again with great wrath to make war with the saints. All right, with those who, well, ultimately all Jake in general, but again, who are the ones that keep the commandments of the Most High? Who are the ones that have the testimony of Yahushai? The elect. All right. Again, this MOTB that's coming out is a big weeding factor, because it's really a digital oil, or electronic oil, if you will, to accept Esau as your master. Now, Esau is going to get all those, the 2/3 to accept him as master. So basically, they're destroyed. Once you take that C-hip, you're destroyed. Your destiny is sealed. But then those who don't, all right, the elect, he's going to try and go after and kill. All right. Now this is that war. This is, him trying to basically keep his power structure. All right. His grip on power. But as we read, or as we're going to get, the Lord is going to upset this man's plan. All right. As it tells us in the book of Job. Okay. And there's nothing he can do. All right. There's nothing he can do. He can, think he has everything set in motion. He has all his laws, all his armies in place. But the Lord is going to upset this man. All right. Now, again, this is part of the bitterness that's going to come. It's going to be more intense. But remember, we embrace it. We know these things must be. And before you know it, it's going to be over. All right. Yahushua is going to make his return. He's going to crack the clouds. All right. And that's it. All right. Now, let me grab this real quick. Because I mentioned it earlier. What am I doing? Yep. Romans 13:11. And it says, "And that knowing the time, and that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed." All right. So again, going through all these things, all right, going through, this persecution, going through this intense bitterness, all right, being at the end, what does it say? It says our salvation is nearer than we believe. It's not going to last long. All right, we're already at the end. We already know that a time is being sped up. Again, Apostle Tahar says once this MOTB is implemented, it could be months, weeks, days. All right, we're not going to be here for years when the MOTB is in place. All right, that's just not how it's going to go down. The Lord is going to speed up these times, and again, that bitterness is going to be it's going to go away. All right. Now let me jump over here. Revelations 3:10, and it says, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." All right. And this is part of the oath we've made is to keep the word of the Lord's patience. All right. To go through this suffering. All right. To go through this bitterness. Okay, but if we go through this bitterness, if we keep our integrity, we keep trusting the Lord, what's going to happen? He says, "I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation." This is the ultimate bitterness. All right, this is the ultimate test, is this MOTB. All right, but as long as we've been staying true, we've been, trusting in the Lord all along the way, all right, ever since we got into this truth, then what's going to happen? The Lord is going to keep us from this hour of temptation. It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. All right. And again, the point is what? Yes, we got to go through these things. Yes, the hour of temptation is coming. But what does it say? Behold, I come quickly. Our salvation is nearer than when we believed. All right. The Lord comes quickly. So that bitterness is going to be over before you know it. All right. You got to remember, all these things are temporary. You know, the things that we're going to go through, the hell that we're going to go through, the temptation that we're going to go through is all temporary. All right. And what does it hold? If you go through it and you pass the test, hey, the scriptures say in Romans the 8th chapter, the sufferings of the present don't compare to the glory that will be revealed in us. All right. Hey, you eat that bitter herb, what happens? Hey, you get the benefits of the bitter herb. All right. Even though it's you know, it hurts. All right. It shocks the system, but it's necessary. All right. For a better outcome. All right. Yeah, let me jump over here. Lamentations 4:22. And this is the point. All right. It says, the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. And this is the point we're coming to. All right. When our captivity is done, when this hell is done, all right, when this you know, being stuck in these chains of darkness, all right, where Satan has avenue in you know, the ability to mess with these bodies, all right, where we're surrounded by death. Hey, all these things are going to be done away with. All right, all these things are going to go away once Yahushua comes and saves the elect and establishes the kingdom. All right. It says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. And all these things, all these things that Esau has done, especially to Jake, all right, and he's getting ready to do, he's going to have to pay for. All right? Esau, Edom is going to have to pay for these things that he's done. All right, we read that in Revelation. You know, what is that? 13. Those who he's led into captivity, he's going to go into captivity. All right? He's killed with the sword. He's going to have to be killed with the sword. All right? Hey, this is the destiny for Esau, is to go into captivity. All right? He's going to get all the brunt of the curses put upon him. Okay? Justice will be served. All right? But what? Our captivity is coming to an end. Our bitter captivity, this bitterness is coming to an end. All right? And again, it's going to be over before we know it. We just have to hang on. Isaiah 61, and I'll end off on this verse 1. It says, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, is upon me, because the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. All right, and this is what? The good news. All right, the good news is what? Being in this bitterness, all right, being in this hell, the Lord has given us good news. And what's the good news? Liberty, freedom. All right, freedom from these things. Freedom, salvation. All right? It says to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. And this is what's coming. All right, again, this captivity is going away. You know, the aches and pains of these bodies. All right, having to deal with Esau just literally breaking us down. All right, breaking these bodies down. You know, physically, mentally, okay? Being bound by these chains of darkness, you know, wanting to do the right thing, but, you know, doing the wrong thing. All right, the Lord is going to do away with all that, and he's going to give us a salvation. He's going to do away with this bitterness to where, you know, in the kingdom to come, we're going to have those bodies that are immortal. They live forever. They're not going to have any problems. You're not going to have to deal with Esau. All right. You're not going to have stress like that. Okay. We're never going to have to go into another captivity again. This is what the Lord has promised. Right. So again, you know, just understanding, you know, and like I said, you know, I was thinking about this when eating the herbs, you know, eating the bitter herbs, that, yeah, it shocks it, you know, it burns, you know, you got to embrace it because there ain't no other way. And then it's over before you know it. All right. Just like this captivity, just like this hell we're going through. All right. Just like, hey, what Esau has planned, hey, it's going to be over before we know it. And the kingdom is going to be established. All right. Yahweh Shai is going to make that return. And this place is going to be destroyed. It's going to fly away like just a bad dream. All right. But we just got to hold on. We got to keep fighting. We got to embrace that bitterness. We got to chew it up, swallow it down. All right. And then what? Hey, wait for the Lord. Okay. Hey, Lord's will, this is edifying. Once again, I want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect and above all.